Good morning. I'm still amazed about the invitation of Stefania, and also to see so many people in the morning when we still have the red eyes. Still have, some people didn't catch the cue of the coffee. You're still waiting, Luminica, right? I will talk also about some of my experiences, and I also would like to hear your experiences. I don't like too much of the monologues. I'm working too much in the participation processes that I won't like to hear only about myself. But if I would say a few words about me, for sure curiosity was my advantage when I was little. When I was asking all the time why, and my parents got really angry because this agitated girl was always asking and always provoking and breaking legs and doing a lot of crazy stuff. But then curiosity also proved to me also as an advantage. And growing up, I realized what I wanted to put my hands on. And from curiosity, I also started exploring stuff. I also studied anthropology, but before that, I also tried to study archaeology. So also it was about exploration of the land, of the history, of the people, of the stories. But I still wanted to do more, to dig more. And I think the academics was not the perfect environment to encourage curiosity. And sorry to say this about the academics, but you have to step to another level. And then I also started to love the cities, and also started to love this city even if I'm from 500 kilometers away. I started to convince my parents to let me start this university here. And then the city also became a playground in my work, in my life, in many ways. And then, of course, from exploration, I liked also to move to action, because it's nice to analyze and to explore and to play, but then you should also be useful to the society you're living in. As an anthropologist, I also started to research people. That's also frustrating until a point where you see a lot of also suffering or needs or problems, and you feel useless, that you can't do anything for the people you study. And then I also started more experimental work in this city. Maybe some of you know our project, our community project, La Terenuri Mănășturi. I also started to discover a neighborhood I hated in my student time. I didn't want to stay there because it reminded me of my Berceni. And then what you want to escape, somehow you can't escape. And then I started digging up again in this neighborhood, and also starting to find nice stories, and also getting out of the bubble. I think this is about, for many of the creatives around me, I think going out of our bubbles, it's a challenge, because it's very nice to be here, right? But if you go out in the reality or in the peripheries, life is quite different. And Romania, it's a challenging playground, I think, today. But I mean, I'm happy that you are here, still living in it. And going back to Mănășturi, we started to, and I will ask also Stefania to put just the first two pictures. We also started to engage the community to dig up. But it was, again, this curiosity and naivety, I think. In thinking that if we want to know the people and to understand and to propose some cultural programs or urban interventions, it would be easy. It wasn't easy at all. We open up a Pandora box and we realize the neighborhood has a lot of problems. And it's not only creativeness and fun that you have to deal with, it's also power relations, authorities, angry citizens, and what to do with all this when we wanted to play. This is also the Days of Neighborhood, already 5th edition, and we had some Japanese dance company from Tokyo invited. And in the back you see also the resistance, and I will use two pictures. So this is one, and the next one is more zoom in, because I also like to see broader. And curiosity also is based on instinct. You see a big picture and you want to try something, but also I like to see more deeper into this detail. And I think what I was doing in the city and with all my friends and colleagues lately, we were challenging, as this position is challenging, we were challenging also the, how to say, the gentrification within our city, and also the things that we don't like about our cities. And I think it's also fooling ourselves sometimes. Standing in this position, you can't stay so long, and still the constructions are pressuring us. But we realized also it's nice to meet citizens that want to do things, and now we have a group there that it's getting more powerful, and they will take their own job further, and hopefully I will get out of Manashtur soon. But also from this curiosity and let's try something new, let's see what's with this work. Also another example that I like to speak of, apart from this, that is my job, the next one, and I will ask also Stefania, the next one is also done from passion. I started a few years ago with my colleague from Decatur Revista, with Lavinia. We started making tours of peripheries, again, the periphery, and without knowing so much, just more empirical research before. It's called Trăiește orașul, alternative tours in which we combined creative spaces with the next picture, which also means, and the next one, means open up a gate, and you never know what you find inside. This is next to Osar, where people are selling a lot of goodies. And this was the day when also that lady was somehow frightened because the town hall promised to fine people that were selling illegal. And that was also a statement for me, hey, we are doing this tour. The lady had the gate closed, but still the products were there. And we also somehow encouraged her and loved her, her work that she's doing, in fact, every weekend. So somehow I realized also from curiosity, you start doing things without rationalizing also, but also having some ethics in the background. And understanding that apart from exploration, as I said, action and care for the others, it's also important. So, okay, we want to do crazy stuff in the city, but then also think of the challenges that they will accompany. After this movie, I will also conclude in a way, but I can tell you, for me, because it's a challenge for me also to keep a presentation and to scan all my life to see what's curiosity and what it's also important for us when we speak about this. And curiosity for me, it's instinct a lot. It's so not so much rationality, of course. It's flexibility, it's openness. It's also caring for the others, I think. I think it's a human nature. We have to face this. If it's not this human nature, I'm not sure what is human nature. And it's also happiness when curiosity ends in a good way, I think. But we also have to prepare ourselves for what it can come. If you open up a gate, you never know what's in there. So also from this point of view, in the work I'm doing in the city, you never know. It's exciting in the beginning, it's getting tired, and you want to try all the time something different. And I'm doing this. Lately, I'm preparing a sound tour of Cluj, and I'm researching on this still, and you're invited if you want to come. A smell one, but I'm still not sure about it. Maybe you have some ideas. So somehow, what it keeps us also, I don't like all the time the word creative, we can name it in other ways. What keeps us is also trying new stuff and see where it leads us. That's also the question I've put for you. And also when they are done, I can also ask you to look at your colleagues, at your neighbors. But before that, I can ask you to look at your neighbors' answers, because the questions was also challenging for me. Yeah, the tags, sorry. Yeah, and in this way you see the names also. Because for me, curiosity, it's a process also. Okay, 1 minute break for socializing. Okay, we can continue more after I will finish also short, and you can have time for coffee and for other things. So you already met your neighbors, at least, in the row. I will ask Stefania to put the video, and also after that I will try to conclude.
Mănășturi înseamnă
oameni faini, simpatici, cu nevoie mare de cultură, se cer evenimente, se cer întâmplări în cartierul Mănășturi.
Locul unde ne-am născut, unde am crescut și unde am învățat. Deci Mănășturul pentru noi e tot.
Aici vin, mă relaxez, aici mă plimb, aici e nepoțelul.
Mănășturul e locul în care prefer să mă distrez.
Îi uitat de primărie. Nu totalmente, deci mă refer, locurile de parcare, locurile de joacă la copii.
Copilărie, pădure, excursii.
Eu sunt foarte îngrijorată din cauza spațiului verde, pe care eu îl văd în viitor dispărut.
Loc în care poți să te promovezi prin anumite evenimente.
O zonă verde care nu aș vrea să fie desfințată, e o oază pentru noi, având în vedere că sunt foarte multe blocuri, e o oază și mai ales pentru căței.
Mănășturul este acasă.
Cel mai bun prieten al câinelui e omul. Cel mai bun prieten al planetei este pomul. Cel mai bun prieten al câinelui e omul.
The last word, one of the high school teenagers that we work with was home. And I think this is also about the challenge of finding things. It's also finding yourself in all this, right? I mean, we all have a personal motivation in what we do. So also for me, all this work and all this stuff that I was telling you about, and all this neighborhood stuff and the city, it's also finding a personal home. And when you find that, it's also more playful, I think. And then the journey also can start in different ways. So I think, I wish for you to all enjoy your personal journeys and the journeys for the other people also. Thank you.